It's an incredibly difficult situation, and our thoughts and prayers are with everyone affected.
The incident shocked neighbors who say that Wesley Avenue is normally a very quiet street. Coming up at Fox 10 News at 5, I'll have some of their reaction, and we continue to be on the lookout for any late-breaking developments. We'll bring you the latest. Reporting live in the News Center, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
Okay, Brendan, thank you. Well, it's a bill we've been following for a while now. Governor Kay Ivey signing the Child Predator Death Penalty Act into law. This new legislation provides stronger legal protection for Alabama's children from child predators. The act makes first-degree rape, sodomy, and sexual assault against victims under 12 capital offenses punishable by death. Alabama now joins a handful of states with this maximum punishment. The Child Predator Death Penalty Act becomes effective October 1st of this year. Well, new at 4, the Alabama House removed a bill from its calendar that would make members of the state's Public Service Commission appointed rather than elected. Those are the people who regulate your state's utilities. Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro joins us live at the state capitol studio. Jessica, why was it taken off the calendar?
House Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter says his chamber has the votes to pass this bill, but he says that fate is a lot more uncertain once it gets to the Senate. He says that uncertainty is why the bill ultimately was pulled from the House calendar today. The Alabama Public Service Commission is a 3-member board that sets the state's utility rates. Right now, Alabama voters are the ones who have the final say in who's elected to that board. Alabama is just one of 10 states that does so. The bill would change that process. Instead, starting in November 2028, the governor would appoint the board's president, and starting in November 2030, House and Senate majority and minority leaders would nominate candidates for the governor to pick from. Those in favor of the bill say changing from elections to appointments would reduce energy costs and political influence in the board. However, lawmakers against the bill say it would take power away from voters.
As a reform package, there's always things that you can put into a bill to make it stronger. And so that's what we're looking is try to make it more customer friendly, more friendly to average Alabamians, and just seeing where we go from here.
I'm not in support right now of moving to an appointed board. Why? Because the politics is too thick. That means people will be appointed who will carry the buckets, dirty buckets of water for those who were in favor of this bill.
Now, after the House finished up for the day, Speaker Ledbetter said that Republican caucuses were going to be meeting in both chambers to discuss this bill, but he did not say when we could expect this bill to come back to the House floor, if even at all, for this legislative session. Live in Montgomery, Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
All right, Jessica, thank you. Well, we did reach out to Alabama Power, who is regulated by the Public Service Commission, for comment. They have not responded to our request. Continuing coverage now, the intensified ICE operation in Minneapolis is ending. Border Czar Tom Homan announcing the withdrawal today of immigration officers in Minnesota, and it's underway. Here's Brian Abel now with the latest.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude.
The federal immigration crackdown in Minnesota coming to an end as U.S. Border Czar Tom Homan announces agents are leaving the state.
A significant drawdown has already been underway this week.
The aggressive surge that began in December, called the largest immigration operation ever by DHS, was met with fierce criticism and resistance by Minnesotans almost instantaneously, with clashes between protesters and agents in Minneapolis and residents becoming observers, filming immigration enforcement actions in real time, leading to the first major flashpoint: the killing of Renee Good by an ICE agent. Her death sparking at times violent confrontations between protesters and federal agents. Tensions exacerbated by a second U.S. civilian killed in Minneapolis by a federal agent, Alex Preddy. The deaths upping pressure on the White House to end the operation as protesters mobilized and Democratic lawmakers threatened to withhold DHS funding unless ICE reforms happen. Shame! Shame! The Minnesota AG saying this about the crackdown to senators on Capitol Hill the day Homan announced the end of the enforcement operation.
The surge is contributing to violent crime, members. It's contributing to violent crime. 2 of the 3 homicides committed in Minneapolis in 2026 have come at the hands of federal immigration agents.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
All right, let's take a live look outside, and this is in Fairhope at the beautiful pier down there. You're taking a live look, and it looks as though maybe that sun is just glaring so hard you can't see the left side of the screen there. Let's bring in Nicholas to talk about the weather right now that we're seeing in Fairhope. But what's going on?
That's a little bit of fog. I noticed this on some of the live cameras, and we do have a fog potential tonight, but I noticed on some of the live cameras there's like this light haze over the water. It's very light. It almost doesn't look like fog. But that's, I think, what we're seeing down there. Also, you notice that flag is not moving.
No, the wind is not there.
It's going to be a great night for a parade.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, we're in deep gras, as they call it.
Yes, we are. And this is one of the most packed forecasts that we're ever going to have to talk about here, because there's so much implication, not only for today's parades, but the parade that happens into the parades that happen into the weekend, and there's a lot to talk about. Let's talk about Mystic Stripers tonight, though. 6:30 p.m., 63 degrees, mostly clear skies. This is just going to be great. Get out there and enjoy it. Overnight tonight, we could see some patchy fog. Otherwise, partly to mostly clear skies, and temperatures getting way down into the 40s. 49 degrees is our forecast overnight tonight in Mobile. It is going to be a chillier night, but the afternoons have been warm, and that will continue for us in the days ahead. Here are your overnight lows. 42 degrees in Monroeville, 42 in Evergreen, 42 in Grove Hill, but 45 Bay Minette, 49 Mobile, close to the coast, temperatures right around 49 degrees. Then looking ahead to the weekend, this is where all the action happens. We have Friday, a stunning day, high of 73 degrees with mostly sunny skies. 52 on Saturday night, the potential for Saturday morning, I should say. The potential is there for some fog. But winds pick up during the day on Saturday, and that's going to cause problems probably for the evening parades. It's probably going to be very windy at that point. Wind gusts around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Then on Sunday morning, Joe Cain Day, we have got thunderstorms. The exact timing of these thunderstorms a bit uncertain at this point. What's happening here? A big low pressure system off to our west blows on in here, and this forecast model has a early morning line of thunderstorms rolling across, with a couple of stronger thunderstorms possible, or at least not out of the question. Then some wraparound moisture with some showers and mostly cloudy conditions for the end of the day, and breezy conditions throughout the day. There is some potential for strong storms early on our Sunday morning. Saturday, off to our west, there's a marginal risk of severe weather. We will see if we get that for Sunday morning. But again, there's a lot of details that are uncertain. I do have high resolution modeling to show you, though, and we will take a look at that in just a few moments.
Well, if you haven't gotten your feel of Mardi Gras, no worries. The parades are going to be nonstop at this point, leading up to Fat Tuesday. Tonight, it's the Mystic Striper Society turn to bring in the Boom Boom to downtown Mobile. They're going to start at 6:30 on Route A. And then tomorrow, we have the Crew of Columbus and Crew Day Second Line, also on Route A. In Baldwin County, you've got the Maids of Jubilee. They're going to parade through downtown Fairhope, starting at 6:30 p.m. And don't worry if you can't make it, Fox 10 has you covered. We're going to be streaming the parades on the Fox 10 Gulfstream app, which you can download on your Samsung, Apple, Roku, or Amazon TV. And that's going to continue all the way up until Fat Tuesday. If you missed a parade, don't worry, you can go back and watch it on any of those services on the Gulfstream app as well. Music to our ears, the community coming together to celebrate during the Ashland Place Mardi Gras Parade. The event rolled out with a live band, as you just heard right there, and you're seeing them in action. Azalea Trail Maids and even Mobile Mayor Spiro Cheragatis were there. The parade was a fun way for the residents of the rehab facility to just let the good times roll. These kind of events are important for ensuring the inclusion of every Mobilian during carnival season. And as we inch closer to Fat Tuesday, the party rolls on in Mobile and Baldwin County. Today, we're focusing on Fairhope, where the younger revelers got a chance to party too. Fox 10's Stephen Moody takes us there.
Happy Mardi Gras!
St. James Episcopal School hosted its annual Little Revelers at the St. James Knights Parade. We used to call it the cutest parade on the Eastern Shore. was a box parade featuring the students, and they showed off their creative box floats to match the season.
It is amazing, and what I think is so special about this event is the parents are so involved, grandparents. We have community people that are here too as well that come and volunteer and help out. So it's just a great day for Mardi Gras and just a fun time to celebrate the season.
All of the floats were the ideas of the students who wore them, and even if they had a little help putting them together, you can bet they got all of the credit. And it wasn't just Mardi Gras themed, the students were able to come up with whatever they wanted.
It was really fun and also really bad. It was really fun walking around and see everybody waving.
And as the season nears its end, the school is already looking forward to next year's parade.
Well, next year we're going to have cheerleaders and baton twirlers and maybe even a band.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
And a busy traffic day, but right now things look okay. A lot of folks out there on the Bayway, but we're not seeing any major issues. A lot of people trying to get to downtown Mobile later on this evening for the parade. You see, there is one small slowdown getting into the Wallace Tunnel that is going eastbound, but otherwise not a major issue at this point. Zooming into downtown Mobile, you can see Government Street. There's a little traffic around the lights there, but nothing major at this point. Also looks like Interstate 65 is doing just fine. In Pensacola, no major issues to report this time, but of course we'll keep you updated. Downtown is going to get busier this evening. We'll let you know if we see any traffic issues.
All right, Nicholas, a very important traffic cast. Thank you. Okaloosa County is celebrating the completion of its new 2,000-foot living seashore. The project will help extend the life of some of a couple parks in the area. Thanks to bed tax revenue and grant funding, the county was able to get 2,000 feet of living shoreline, which will not only guard against erosion, but also protect the ecosystem.
Provide increased habitat not only for different plants, but fish species, invertebrates. So if there's an area such as this that has high wind and wave action, that living shoreline will reduce that wind and wave energy, providing the stabilization.
Coming up in less than an hour, you're going to get to hear from one of the visitors in the area and what they think about this new project. And still ahead here at 4, Mardi Gras, of course, as we've been talking about it, is in full swing. We are in deep gras, the thick of things, and we are celebrating with the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association live in studio. So stay with us to meet the king and queen, as well as hear about the history of MAMGA in Mobile. You don't want to miss it. But first, let's take a live look outside. I think I see that fog Nicholas is talking about in this shot for sure. This is Orange Beach. Our camera's out there, as you can see. Traffic moving not slowly, moving smoothly, I should say, in Orange Beach. A busy night over in Mobile and in Baldwin County if you're going to parades. We'll be right back with more after this.
Storm Tracker weather.
Well, welcome back in. Thanks for joining us for Fox News at 4. We are in the middle of Deep Gras now, and it's a great time to talk about the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association. So as you see with me today, I have royalty. We've got the MAMGA King, Bernard Jenkins Jr., MAMGA Queen, Kenna Lane, and Marcus Catchings as well. Thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
So they sat royalty next to me. I feel so special to be here up next to this beauty.
Thank you.
How did you guys kind of tell me a little bit about yourself and how you kind of get involved in this and what an honor it is?
Sure. So I am the 2026 MAMGA Queen, Kenna Xavier Lane. I am from Mobile, Alabama, born and raised. I graduated from Murphy High School. Go Panthers. Yeah. I also graduated from the Alabama State University, and I graduated from Auburn Harrison School of Pharmacy, or College of Pharmacy now. So I serve as a floater pharmacist for CVS.
Nice. Very important job. We appreciate all that you do. So many people need those medications. Thank you. And the King, you are in education,
yes,
right?
Yes, ma'am. How y'all doing? I am Bernard Jenkins. I am a 4th grade science and social studies teacher at Lioncoff Elementary, the oldest school in the state of Alabama. I am a graduate from the Southern University, and I am a proud graduate from Mary G. Montgomery, Skol Vikes.
I
Yes,
love
ma'am.
that. True locals right here.
Yes, ma'am.
So awesome. So let's talk about this. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the history of MAMGA here in Mobile and how important it is to the city.
Well, MAMGA, as you see here, it's a cultural revelation here. We got going on 2 families with King Alexis, a first lady in waiting moving into her position of being queen, and she's serving greatly today as the organization needs to be. And again, 88 years of tradition here in Mobile, Alabama, putting forward the arts and science of Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association, putting forward Mardi Gras in our own tone and our own language there. And we're just happy to be able to continue to make a cultural relevancy in Mobile, Alabama, since this is the home of Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Absolutely. And MAMGA is one of my favorite parades. I say this on air every year when I'm out there covering it live. You guys have the best throws, okay? So fun. But of course, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And talk about just the effect that you guys as King and Queen will have in your community and kind of hope to do as you reign.
So, not too long ago in October, MAMGA actually gave me the opportunity to host a flu shot clinic. So I am actually hoping that that's something I can continue if they will have me.
By all means.
Wink, wink, wink.
Anything for the community.
It was so fun. It was a great turnout. Everyone came and supported. My family came. So hopefully next year and the years to come, it'll just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and you love to see that, helping the public and doing things more than just the celebration, the revelry, but doing things for people that live here as well.
For sure.
What about you? What do you want your legacy to be as King?
I want mine to be, I like to give back. Like I said, that's why I went back to the teaching field. I have a set of friends. For a couple of years now, we, choose a little time out the month to go back and feed the homeless. Recently, we've been looking for a family, or maybe a struggling family, to also give back to them and their kids. So I want my legacy to be about, giving back and showing that the kids that are less fortunate, that they can do what we did. Yes, ma'am.
I love that. Well, thank you both, all 3 of you, for being here today and for what you are doing. We are out of time, but really quickly, tell us what we can expect this year's parade.
Well, as you said, the Mammoth Parade, the only parade that actually makes Mardi Gras in Mobile, Alabama. 5 miles of fun, the Mollies, the Misfit, Mayhem, the King, the Queen, and also the men of the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association. Laissez bon temps rouler.
Love it. Laissez le bon temps rouler. You heard it here. We are looking forward to Fat Tuesday and the MAMGA Parade, and we will, of course, see all of you there. Thank y'all all for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, you can rewatch this interview or share it with someone you know. It's going to be posted onto fox10tv.com.
I'm Sarah Wall. Today on In Depth, we're talking about making sure the entire country knows that Mobile is the birthplace of Mardi Gras. At least that's what a new resolution put forth by some of our local congressmen is aiming to do, to federally recognize the port city as the place the party started. We are taking a look at what the resolution says and what it means for the port city. And you can check it out on In Depth with Sarah Wall. It's on our Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app and our Fox 10 Facebook page and on our Fox 10 website, fox10tv.com.
A live look outside from our All-In Credit Union camera. We have a little layer of mid-level clouds that kind of making it look a little gray in sunspots, but a lot of areas are crystal clear right now, so it really depends on where you are. Now, we're focusing here on the forecast over the next 3 days, because the next 3 days are super active, and then, of course, we have to get ourselves all the way to Fat Tuesday. Friday, fantastic weather, just absolutely fantastic. 73 degrees and mostly sunny in the afternoon. So warm weather and nice conditions Friday, and yes, Saturday as well. My one thing with Saturday is there is a very small rain chance and breezy conditions. Winds will be picking up quite a bit by the end of the day on Saturday, and that could bring some parade impacts, especially if we have wind gusts around 20-25 plus miles per hour. But everybody is focusing on this. Joe Cain Day. Sunday, we have a hefty chance at rain showers and also some thunderstorms there. A couple of storms could be strong. The main driver behind this is a large, potent low pressure system that's going to develop off to our northwest. This low pressure system brings moisture return to our area on Saturday, so we could see just a couple of showers, not looking like a widespread thing though. Then on Sunday morning, which has been really consistent with the forecast models, we see what's likely a line of thunderstorms that rolls across our forecast area. Then in the evening time, we're going to keep some clouds. It's going to be a bit breezy, probably a bit cooler, and maybe a couple of extra showers as we go into the afternoon and evening time before everything clears out overnight. So here are our forecast notes for this period. Saturday, mostly dry, but breezy out there, and you're going to be prepared for that if you have outdoor plans. Then the line of storms arrives Sunday morning. However, the exact timing is uncertain. I saw a couple forecast models late last night and into this morning where we were way behind on the line, and it almost came in closer to midday. And that would cause some problems. So again, we have some time here to work where we're going to get some high resolution models. So we'll have a better idea on timing soon. Severe weather risk seems low with limited instability. Wind gusts on Saturday will be picking up around 20 to 25 miles per hour. This is 8 p.m. And then on Sunday, the wind gusts are picking up as well. So outside of these thunderstorms, we could see some hefty gusts around 30 miles per hour. We might actually see some splash over on places like the Causeway because the water is going to get pushed up from the strong southerly winds as well. So something to keep in mind. Here's your future cast starting on Saturday. Saturday, again, you have that southerly wind, maybe an isolated sprinkle, but the odds of heavy rain seem to be pretty low. Then on Sunday, this is 2 a.m. with our graph future cast model. You see the line of thunderstorms off to our west. 4 a.m. now knocking on our door, getting into some of our far western counties. By 6 a.m. it is right over the heart, or 5 a.m. I should say, it's right over the heart of our area. 6 a.m. starting to move off to the east here. And these could be thunderstorms with some gusty winds possibly. Again, the instability is limited with this, especially if it comes through in the early morning. So not expecting anything too crazy, but definitely a batch of heavy rain. Then that pushes out. So keep your eyes on that forecast for the weekend. Right now, we're looking good. It's a clear sky out there. Temperature 59 degrees by 8 p.m. Your forecast this evening for the parade, fantastic. And your Fat Tuesday forecast looking good, 72 and mostly sunny.
We love to hear it. Thanks, Nicholas. When we come back from the gridiron to the hardwood, first, find out which furry athletes scored big ratings this weekend, and then discover the league that revolutionized basketball and gave us the slam dunk. That story when we come back.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor the Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the president for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, here we go. It ends with us. Stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni unable to reach a settlement after a day in federal court.
The lengthy legal battle saw a day in court for mandated mediation. The Stars and their legal teams met for 6 hours but walked away unable to come to a settlement agreement regarding Lively's 2024 complaint against her director and co-star alleging sexual harassment and retaliation on the set of the film.
Yeah, Lively is seeking $160 million in damages. Settlement talks are expected to continue, but Baldoni's attorneys claim the case will eventually go to trial. I said it yesterday. I'm glad a judge has to rule on this because at this point, there's been so much mudslinging. It's really hard.
And you have talked about, we've covered this before with Lanice, and you have talked about it. I don't understand any of these complexities of this case, but it does sound like there's a lot going on.
A lot. Taylor Swift was involved at one point. I mean, it's just so much. And of course, you want to believe women, but there's been some just discrepancies as well. So I don't know. I'm glad, again, that the judge has the final say in this, and we will let them decide. Well, this year's big game may be over, but the link between sports and entertainment has no offseason.
David Daniel takes the field with today's Hollywood Minute.
Chapel's got a case of the zoomies. She comes in to shake things up.
Super Bowl 60 wasn't the only big game to put up big numbers on Sunday. The 22nd annual Puppy Bowl scored as well, drawing 15.3 million viewers on Animal Planet and its sister stations. That's the adoption-centered program's highest ratings in 8 years and a 20% increase over 2025. On the field, Team Fluff were the top dogs, beating Team Rough 73-69.
They call it the ABA, the American Basketball Association.
It was something fresh in the ABA.
Soul Power, the legend of the American Basketball Association, looks at the 1960s and 70s pro league that gave its rival NBA such innovations as the slam dunk contest and the three-point shot, and such stars as Julius Dr. J. Irving. The documentary premieres today on Prime Video. Slammin' and jammin' in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, next up from us, we're going to dive into those big breaking stories headlining your news at 5, and then this.
There's a common fear that if teens sleep more, there will be less time for them to be active, and our results really suggest the opposite.
Yeah, parents, are your teens getting enough sleep? A new study reveals a surprising connection between those Z's and exercise for high schoolers. What parents and schools can do to help next.
Call us for a free consultation.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
Right now, our crews are working to bring you breaking news updates and follow-ups, all for your most local news at 5. And first, 12 days and no sign of a missing mother or her 2 children. Tonight, there's a new incentive for the Spanish-speaking community to come forward with information. I'll have that story for you at 5. And then raising awareness about deer in our area. You'll hear from a man who had 2 different experiences with the animal while driving. And nearly 5,000 veterans rest at the Alabama State Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Tonight, meet the veterans who work to honor their fellow service members. We've got those stories and more in less than 30 minutes from now on Fox 10 News at 5.
4:35 is your time right now. This is our Admiral camera, East Shore Toyota Hyundai. It's looking towards Interstate 10, getting in and out of the Wallace Tunnel, and you can see the traffic was flowing smoothly. We'll have a traffic update a little later, but weekend storms is the big story here on the Fox 10 weather app. Head to the daily section, look at your details there. Hourly section for your details on the forecast tonight. It's looking good for the parade that's rolling. Remember, we have the radar, which is updated with the high resolution radar that you can take a look at. Full forecast is on there. That full forecast will get updated shortly as well. But if you scroll down, submit your pictures and videos. We had some of the most amazing sunsets over the past few days. We could really use some pictures and videos, so you should probably send them in. Head to the Fox 10 weather app and scroll down, and then you can submit those pictures and videos. We got, Hannah, tell me if I'm correct, but we got 0 sunrise, sunset photos? Maybe? 0? Sunrise, sunset photos over the past couple of days? I think so. Or maybe a handful. We need more. Come on, send them in, please, on the Fox 10 weather app. And there's the QR code if you want to download the app. We have a little bit of cloud cover right now across the north side of the bay. The rest of us are absolutely clear and quiet, and it's a lovely day out there. Here's Orange Beach. You notice there is a little bit of a haziness to the look here on the camera. I think the sunset will be pretty this evening. Here's the next few hours, 63 degrees, then temperatures into the 50s. Understand that tonight is going to be a bit chilly with temperatures getting into the 40s overnight. Here's downtown. You can see there is a little bit of traffic getting into the tunnel, getting a little bit of a glare on the lens. Police out there, of course, we're preparing to start closing things down here as we have our parade that is rolling tonight. Next 5 hours in Mobile. If you're heading out to parade, take a look at this forecast. 62 degrees at 7 p.m. or 61, excuse me. The forecast is updating there. And then 59 at 8 p.m. The forecast for this evening does look good, but you might need a light jacket towards the end of it. We'll have much more on your forecast, including a look at that weekend coming up.
All right. Thanks, Nicholas. In California, surprising testimony from a tech titan in a landmark trial weighing the risks of social media. Meta and Google are being accused of designing their apps to hook in young users. The head of Instagram dismissing the notion that the app is addictive to young users as he took the stand. Adam Mosseri says that while he agrees social media companies have a responsibility to keep minors safe, he thinks there's a difference between what he called problematic use and clinical addiction. However, one mother who lost her son to suicide in 2016 says her son was clearly showing signs of addiction.
It had just had this power over him that we just did not have the experience to be able to deal with.
Other parents in the courtroom who lost children became emotional as internal emails were read aloud in court, revealing some Meta executives seemed to focus on the company's growth when it came to allowing beauty filters. The defense pushing back, saying teens generate less ad revenue for the company, and said Instagram is working to improve safety conditions for users constantly. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is expected to take the stand next week. Well, Fido may eat anything, but you certainly want to keep heavy metals out of his diet, right? A new study shows most dog foods contain dangerous levels of them and other contaminants. According to the nonprofit Clean Label Project, dog food has up to 13 times more heavy metals than human food. That's a problem because researchers say all those metals could contribute to higher cancer rates. The worst offender is kibble. The study did not break down foods by brand, but it did say fresh and frozen foods contain less metal than dry. 1 in 4 dogs will develop cancer in their lifetime. The death of actor James Van Der Beek, best known for his role in Dawson's Creek, is renewing national attention on colorectal cancer and the importance of early detection. Van Der Beek's passing puts a national spotlight on the cancer, a disease that does not always show symptoms until it has progressed. According to the American Cancer Society, more than 150,000 people will be diagnosed with colorectal cancer this year, and more than 50,000 are expected to die from it. In recent years, medical experts lowered the recommended age for routine screening from 50 to 45.
We are seeing people present earlier and earlier, sometimes even in their 30s. So it's pretty scary to see.
Those with a family history may need to start screening even earlier. Doctors say colonoscopies and at-home screening tests can detect precancerous polyps, sometimes before the cancer even develops.
The beauty of the colonoscopy is that they're able to detect small polyps, and if they take those away, then we are taking those little lesions that with time would have developed into colon cancer.
When colorectal cancer is caught in its earliest stage, the 5-year survival rate is about 90%. But that number drops significantly once the disease spreads. Doctors urge people not to ignore symptoms like rectal bleeding, persistent abdominal pain, and changes in bowel habits. It's no secret, sleep and exercise both play a huge role in being healthy for teens. Both can aid in growth, brain development, and good mental health. And a new study finds there's a close link between the two. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to the lead author about how adequate sleep can help teens move more.
It's a rising problem. Around 77% of high schoolers reported insufficient sleep on a CDC survey. While sleep is an important pillar of health and well-being, a new study finds it's also closely connected to another critical component: exercise.
There's a common fear that if teens sleep more, there will be less time for them to be active. And our results really suggest the opposite.
Kayla Johnson with the University of Minnesota School of Public Health is lead author of the research, which found that sleep is the foundation of physical activity. And if a teen can get sufficient sleep, it will likely help them to move more.
The kids that are sleeping more are also the kids that are spending less time sitting around on the couch.
8 to 10 hours of sleep each day is recommended for teens ages 13 to 18. To help them get adequate sleep, Johnson says we need to stop fighting teen body clocks.
Well, a lot of parents and teens don't realize that there is a biological shift that occurs in the early teen years, which delay the internal signals that make you tired. And this makes going to bed before 10 or 11 p.m. extremely difficult for teens.
Johnson says teens who are more in line with their biological clock and go to sleep a little later are also the ones who move more throughout the day. She says changes need to be made at school and home to support sufficient sleep.
Making sure that everyone knows how much sleep they actually need and supporting them in having a regular sleep schedule.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
I love sleep. After the break, a game of pickleball turns into a full-blown brawl at a Florida country club. Hear the shocking 911 call and find out why a couple is now facing charges after the court clash. This when Fox 10 News at 4 returns.
Fox 10 Storm Tracker weather.
Listen to this story. A Florida couple arrested after police say a game of pickleball turns violent. A large brawl broke out at the Spruce Creek Country Club in Volusia County. Listen to the 911 call.
Hello. We're at Spruce Creek pickleball court, and there's a fight that's broken out, and we need help.
Are you at the Country Club in Port Orange?
Yes, Country Club pickleball court. Come quick, please.
Okay. How many people are fighting?
There's about 20 people.
Okay. Any weapons?
They're breaking. No. I mean, somebody hit somebody with a pickleball paddle, hit somebody in the head. Please. Oh my God.
Is anybody bleeding?
Okay, it's breaking up, but we need help.
Yeah, a wild night at the pickleball courts. Police say that couple you saw throughout that audio physically assaulted the opposing team. That was Anthony Sapienza, facing charges of aggravated battery, causing bodily harm, and 2 counts of battery on a person 65 or older. Julianne Sapienza is also accused of battery on a person 65 or older. Both are currently out on bond.
A really nice evening ahead for the Gulf Coast. Quiet weather continues through Friday and really into the first half of Saturday. It is going to be very mild. Then an active weekend for the Gulf Coast. Saturday evening, we start to deal with some wind and maybe a slight chance of a rain shower, then chance for thunderstorms on Sunday morning. Satellite radar picture right now does show some cloud cover across the bay right now and near Mobile. We're seeing kind of like a mid-level batch of clouds. Otherwise, it is a clear evening. Do send in those sunset photos on the app. Here's your futurecast, and we're going to take this all the way out with the graph futurecast model. So overnight tonight is a mostly clear night, but fog does develop early tomorrow morning, and we could be dealing with that in spots for us by 7 a.m. Then through the day on our Friday, it is a mostly clear day with temperatures getting up into the 70s, a comfortable one on the Gulf Coast. Then on Saturday, winds start to pick up out of the south. We'll probably have some patchy fog in the morning, but then the winds turn a little bit more southerly, start to pick up here. By noon, we could start to see a rain shower or two. Rain chances only around 30%, increasing very late in the day. So I think our Saturday parades, we have multiple. We're looking fine. 6 p.m. on Saturday, stronger southerly winds. By the evening parades, we'll probably deal with those wind gusts. They could be up there around 25 miles per hour. 2 a.m. on Sunday, just still generally quiet with a couple showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but we're watching the line of storms that is well off to our west here. This line of thunderstorms expected to move in the early morning hours. However, it looks like timing changes are still possible, and it could come in slightly later in the morning, which might impact some parades. So pay attention to the forecast over the next few days. Still some gusty winds possible as this line moves through, then some lingering showers into the mid-morning. If this forecast verifies, it looks like we'll get around an inch of rain with possibly some higher amounts. So pay attention to that weekend forecast. We'll have your updates over the next couple of days.
All right, very important forecast. Can't say it enough. Nicholas, we're in deep gras. Thanks. Well, moving on from Mardi Gras and all that to this, I guess. The Luck of the Irish hits the Golden Arches next week. St. Patrick's Day season means the return of the Shamrock Shake. The minty green fan fave is back at McDonald's nationwide Tuesday. It's been a staple this time of year since the 70s. Also returning is the Oreo Shamrock McFlurry, which debuted in 2020. St. Patrick's Day falls on March 17th. The green treats typically disappear after the holiday. Ever wonder what it takes to care for over 100 wild animals? Meet the couple behind the Wild Things Freedom Center, whose passion for wildlife is transforming lives, one rescue at a time.
Focus on what matters most, a better night's sleep.
It's an amazing feeling when you can follow your heart's true calling. That calling might sound like a cheering raccoon, a howling wolf, or even a chirping otter. Lauren Corrin takes us to an animal rescue in South Carolina where things are pretty wild.
Rennie eats her occasional Pop-Tart.
From bundled up raccoons and doe-eyed deer to the sharp-eyed hybrid wolves. This menagerie of animals make up the Wild Things Freedom Center.
There's no money in it, but it's fun, and I love the animals.
Do you even taste it? Jeanette Willette and her husband Dale run the wildlife rehab and sanctuary.
Animals are easier to like than people.
a passion that stemmed from Jeanette's childhood.
We are walking towards the wolves. I've had animals my whole life. I grew up in New Hampshire. I raised 2 white geese from hatchlings, had horses, went horseback riding, had a goat. Everybody's favorite snack out here is peanuts.
The couple bought the property in 2017, dedicating 3 acres of land to feed, house, nurse, and nurture the animals back to health.
We have deer, donkey, horses, mini horses, a pony, pigs, goats, raccoons, fox, and every now and then we'll have otters. Otters are a blast to raise. We let them be as wild as they want.
But says her heart belongs to the raccoons.
Because they have personalities. You just can't beat their personalities. They're smart, they're conniving, they can work together in groups. You want to come in here and take a picture?
Jeanette gave us a tour of the farm.
This is Itty Bit.
Showing off her extended furry family.
I have no treats.
She knows every name, where they came from, and what makes them special.
Summer, the tricolor over there with the white on her, she was found walking on Front Street in Georgetown.
All right, what else?
The couple also relies on their loyal volunteers.
Come here, Wilbur.
To help take care of the 130 animals that are on property.
Pigs love mud.
Which includes prepping meals and feeding them fresh fruits and veggies.
I want them to exist and not be killed. You know, and a lot of it's education. We educate the public on how to deal and coexist with wildlife, because it's really easy once you know how to do it. But you'll hear the coyotes yips, and then you'll hear these guys howl.
Even giving us a tip about the clever coyotes, the one animal the wildlife rehab cannot accept.
When you feed cats off your porch at night, you're using the cats as bait to draw in the coyotes. They come in to eat the cats, plain and simple. He's mad at me.
For the Willettes, rescuing animals is not just work, it's a calling. And Jeanette says the real joy comes when you see them thriving.
Some of them come in, I'm thinking, I don't think it's going to survive. But, you know, you give them fluids, antibiotic injections, and you keep them warm, and you keep your fingers crossed and check on them like every 2 hours. And then all of a sudden they perk up and they look at you, they start opening their eyes, start moving. It's awesome to see them recover.
She's a good girl.